Most people who have never missed a payment in their life have a worse credit score than they think. And some people who have never borrowed a single pound, no credit card, no loan, no overdraft, are almost invisible to lenders. Your credit score is one of the most important numbers in your financial life. It determines whether you can get a mortgage, what interest rate you pay on a loan, whether a landlord accepts your application, and, after the changes we talked about last week, potentially whether your BNPL usage counts against you. In this video, I'm going to explain exactly how it works, what secretly damages it, and 5 things you can do this week to fix it, most of which are free and take under 10 minutes. Let's start with the thing that surprises almost everyone. You don't have one credit score, you have 3. One from each of the 3 credit reference agencies in the UK, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Each agency has its own scale, its own database, and its own scoring algorithm. The same person can have 3 meaningfully different scores at the same time, because not every lender reports to all 3 agencies, and each one calculates risk differently. The score you see on ClearScore, Credit Karma, or the Experian app is what's called an educational score. It shows you roughly where you stand, but it is not the score a lender will use when you apply for something. When you apply for a mortgage, a car loan, or a credit card, the lender doesn't see your score at all. They pull your full credit report, up to 6 years of financial history, and run it through their own internal model alongside your application form and any previous relationship they have with you. Which means 2 people with identical scores from Experian can get completely different outcomes from the same lender. The score is a signal. The report is the evidence. Here's where to check all 3 for free. ClearScore gives you your Equifax data. Credit Karma gives you your TransUnion data. MSE Credit Club, through Money Saving Expert, gives you your Experian data. All 3 are completely free. All 3 indefinitely. Never pay for your credit score. There is no situation where paying gives you information that the free versions don't. Now the section that most people need, because the things that damage your credit score are not all obvious. And some of them are happening to people right now who have no idea. The obvious one first, missing payments. A single default, which is what gets recorded when you repeatedly miss payments on one account, can drop your score by 100 to 200 points overnight. And it stays on your file for 6 years from the date it was registered. Not 6 years from when you paid it off. 6 years from when it was registered. Even after you've sorted the debt, the record remains. Let's go through the less obvious ones. Not being on the electoral roll. This one surprises people. Being registered to vote at your current address is one of the first things lenders use to verify your identity and confirm where you live. If you're not on the electoral roll, even if your finances are perfect, many lenders will automatically flag your application. Registering takes 5 minutes at the website shown on screen and can add 50 to 100 points to your score within a month. Credit utilisation. This is widely misunderstood. If you have a credit card with a £1,000 limit and you spend £500 on it every month, even if you pay it off in full every single month, your utilisation is 50%. And 50% hurts your score. The benchmark is 30%. Above that, your score takes a hit. Under 10% is optimal. The fix is either spending less on the card or requesting a higher credit limit, which lowers your utilisation percentage, even if your spending stays the same. Hard searches. Every time you formally apply for credit, a credit card, a loan, a mortgage, the lender runs a hard search on your file. This temporarily lowers your score. 1 or 2 hard searches in a year is normal and manageable. 5 or 6 in a short period looks like financial desperation and significantly damages your score. The important distinction: checking your own score is a soft search. It's invisible to lenders and has zero impact on your score. Check it as often as you like, and the one nobody talks about: having no credit history at all. If you have never borrowed money, never had a credit card, never had a phone contract registered in your own name, lenders have no data on you. You're not a good risk or a bad risk. You're an unknown risk. An unknown is almost as bad for many lenders, particularly for mortgages. The person who has carefully avoided all debt their entire life can actually be harder to lend to than someone who has borrowed and repaid consistently over several years. This is one of the most counterintuitive things about how credit works. So, what do you do about all of this? 5 things, in order of impact. Step 1. Register on the electoral roll today. Go to this website. It takes 5 minutes. It's the single fastest free improvement available. If you're not registered, do it before you finish watching this video. Step 2. Check all 3 credit reports: ClearScore, Credit Karma, MSE Credit Club. All 3. Look for errors, incorrect addresses, accounts you don't recognize, late payment markers you dispute. 1 in 3 credit reports contains inaccurate information. If you find an error, raise a dispute directly with the relevant agency, and they are legally required to investigate. Step 3. Get your credit utilization under 30%. If you use a credit card, check what % of your limit you're using. If it's above 30%, either reduce your spending on the card or contact the provider and ask for a limit increase. Asking for a limit increase doesn't always require a hard search. Ask specifically for a soft search review. Step 4. If you have no credit history, build one deliberately. A credit card is designed exactly for this. Low limit, typically £200 to £500. You spend a small amount each month, a subscription, a weekly shop, and pay it off in full by direct debit. You're not using it to spend more. You're using it to create a track record. Step 5. Set up direct debits for every credit commitment you have. Credit card minimum payment at minimum. Phone contract. Any loan. Anything that gets reported to a credit agency. Direct debits eliminate the risk of a missed payment due to forgetting. Payment history is the single biggest factor in your score. Protect it like it's the most important financial habit you have, because it is. Now, the BNPL connection. And this is why I said last week's video and this week's are directly linked. Currently, BNPL data from providers appear on some credit reports, but it's ignored when calculating your score. Missing a payment today hurts your relationship and may affect their willingness to offer you credit in future, but it doesn't directly hit your score number. From July 2026, under the new FCA regulations, missed BNPL payments can be reported to credit reference agencies. They won't necessarily change your score directly, but they will show on your credit report, and a mortgage lender, a landlord, or a car finance company reviewing your file can see them and factor them into their decision. The practical implication is straightforward. If you use any BNPL product, treat the repayments like a credit card payment. Set a reminder or set up an automatic payment if the provider allows it. Because from July 2026, missing those payments has consequences that go beyond a late fee. Let's recap. You have 3 credit scores, not 1. From Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Lenders don't see your score. They see your full credit report and run their own model. The hidden damage factors, not being on the electoral roll, high credit utilization, multiple hard searches, and having no credit history at all. The 5 fixes: register to vote, check all 3 reports for errors, get utilisation under 30%, build history with a credit builder card, and set up direct debits for everything. And from July 2026, BNPL missed payments will show on your credit report. Treat them like any other credit commitment. Subscribe. Next week, I'm covering pensions. Specifically, the money your employer is legally required to add to your pension that most people in their 20s are leaving on the table without realizing it. If you're employed, that video will likely be worth thousands of pounds to you. Drop a comment below. Have you checked all 3 of your credit scores? And did the electoral roll 1 surprise you? Let me know. See you Tuesday.